Hello friends, it's Catherine. We are in a really interesting period of accelerated manifestation, and I want to talk about that and why that is as I'm sitting in the only cool spot in or around my house, but I have all my pretty plants. Aren't they gorgeous? I love my begonias with my fuchsia buddy up there. Another potted plant up there. All my babies. And my fur babies down there. So, I want to talk about manifesting real quick and why manifesting, meaning something occurring in the field, which is where everything originates as energy, materializing into the 3D world of form, why that process has sped up so much. And I want to talk about manifesting and why a lot of the teachings that are out there by really well-meaning teachers, by the way, are teaching a level of manifesting that's really clunky. It's old earth, and why these manifesting teachings aren't working for you and what you can do about it. So first off, why is it that the process of manifesting things, meaning things that exist in essence, the formless part of the field of energy, because everything already exists, everything is already in essence in the field. You can call it infinite intelligence, you can call it source creation, you can call it God. It doesn't matter what you call it, it's all the same. So why has this process from things existing as essence and moving into the material world of form, why is this sped up now? Why is it accelerated? So we are collapsing a lot of timelines at once. A lot of planetary timelines are folding in on themselves, kind of like an accordion, or kind of like when you were a kid and you made a paper fan and you folded a piece of paper, like an 8.5 letter size piece of paper, and you did a bunch of little folds and folded it into a fan, and you could fan yourself with it. That's a lot of, it's a great image for why timelines do what they do and how they create material reality in this 3D world of form. So when we have a lot of timelines collapsing at once, hey Jante, what it is, it's like taking that paper fan and collapsing it so that it's a thin, linear line, instead of having it folded out or flattened out on a surface where all of those timelines have a lot of room to spread out and express themselves. Everything's folding up. And so what this does, it collapses time, at least how our linear minds experience it and how we experience reality here in 3D time. And when that happens, when we have a thought, when we hold a vision, when we are focusing on magnetizing something to us, we're projecting something into the world of form from our desire, from our wants, not our needs. That's a big no-no. It doesn't really work. That's why your manifesting process might be sluggish. When we're projecting that and hoping to magnetize a certain reality, something material to us, it is really sped up right now, okay? So this works in our favor. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, it seems like a lot of other things are collapsing, Catherine. Well, what you're witnessing on a large planetary global scale, and this is happening on a universal, multiversal level actually as well, is we're going through a massive paradigm shift. And anytime we experience a massive paradigm shift, timelines have to collapse because they no longer can fund or hold certain energies that are of the paradigm that is collapsing. So they're not of use anymore. They are obsolete. And when energy is obsolete, energy is very efficient, energy is very intelligent. It moves on to where the energy is most utilized because nature loves simplicity and nature is very intelligent. So energy is neither created nor destroyed, right? So it just shifts. That's why it's called a paradigm shift. So what the collective timeline, let's just say the hive mind mentality of the collective here on this planet was funding towards a certain level of reality, a way of being, something we agreed on as a collective that participated to reality as we experience it, is now collapsing. It's going away. It is going bye-bye. It is going the way of the dodo. But that energy just doesn't poof, disappear. It needs a place to go. It needs a home. So that is why it is an absolutely excellent time to fine-tune and hone your manifesting skills, because your lag time, which is a buffer time that we have here in linear reality between what we are projecting into the field as an essence and calling that, attracting it, magnetizing it, projecting it into this 3D reality field, it is sped up now. So when you have a thought and you are saying, I desire this, this is what I prefer. I prefer my experience of reality to be so. Well, it's already there. It's already in the essence. It's already in the ether. It's already part of plasma, which is another state of reality that we don't talk about. We just talk about solid, liquid, and gas, but there's a fourth state of matter, and it's called plasma. And the reason why your material things that you want to have in your life to support you can move into the material world of form is because of plasma. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that is why a lot of the teachings on manifesting are woefully falling short of being effective. Why people get frustrated with manifesting and say, fuck this shit, it doesn't work, and they abandon it. So the second you start to doubt, that's how powerful this is. When you have this accelerated process, as we do right now, for manifesting things from essence into form, the formless into form, the second you start to doubt, it just goes away. It just kind of falls into the background. And so what is happening a lot of times when things are so close to you that you've been magnetizing and projecting, and I want to talk about projecting and expecting, because these are the biggest parts of manifesting that aren't really being taught. And the importance of them is not being nearly illuminated enough. When you are projecting and expecting, the second you start to doubt, that thing that was just coming through the plasma, ready to reach you, ready to show up in your world, you just push it back that much further into the field. And now you have to start all over again. And we do this all day long. All day, every day. Most of humanity does. And this is why we think, well, if I'm manifesting something, there's so many other people out there who want that. There can't be enough. That's a lie. And wherever you pick that up, you need to put that right back down where you found it, because it's not true. There's plenty for everyone. We just need to be better at and adept at flowing with the current of abundance as it already is existing. And a lot of us opt out of that simply by a process of doubting. So you might think that you're in competition for something. There is no competition for anything when there is infinite abundance and plenty for everybody. There is no competition. And if there is any competition, it shows up when you doubt yourself. It shows up as doubt when you doubt yourself. That's the only competition there really is. I love that description of the accordion. Yeah, so it works well to kind of understand how much we're collapsing timelines right now. So I want to tell you, very honestly and truly, if you're an ace at manifesting your reality and you already get all this stuff and you're already employing all this stuff, fantastic. Then you don't need what I'm offering. But if you are struggling and you are dealing with this frustration that I'm talking about, and you're missing the foundation, you're missing some underlying premises and principles for manifesting, and understanding also that we are in an entire new reality paradigm. And so we are on the leading edge of bespoke reality. And bespoke means custom made. You might hear that thrown around a lot. Bespoke perfumes, bespoke clothing, bespoke shoes. Well, if you can have that, why can't you have bespoke reality? The answer is you absolutely can. But the clunky teachings by, yes, very well-meaning teachers who don't understand some underlying foundational premises and principles and spiritual laws behind manifesting is the reason why your manifesting efforts are falling short, why they're clunky, why they feel heavy, why they feel sluggish, or why they're just plain not working. So I had a couple interesting interactions with some women, and I have a weird, I don't know if you want to call it talent, but I have a lot of clients who are group clients, meaning they join in my group programs, and people who I've worked with on a one-to-one level who come to me after they've worked with someone else and have said this, and I'll paraphrase: I saw your work, I saw your post, but I didn't sign up with you. I signed up with this person, or I signed up with this coach, or I signed up with this instructor, and it was a lot of money, and I thought, I made the association, I paid a lot of money, so this person must know what they're talking about. That's money in the bank for me. It's going to yield compound benefits, and then I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to do what I do, and I go out in the world, and magic is going to happen. And what ended up happening instead was I worked with this person, and it was just the same other stuff that I've heard before or opted in for free. And I didn't really learn anything new, and I actually was upset because the support wasn't there, and I paid a lot of money that I'm never going to get back now. And then these people work with me and say, Catherine, I'm glad I worked with you. I should have done it in the first place. And I'm not trying to tell tales out of school, but this happens a lot. I don't know if I would call it a talent, but it is a quirk, maybe. And it happens a lot. It happens with people who want to work with me privately, or people who end up working with me in my group programs. And this has come up around manifesting lately, where in a couple of sessions working with a one-on-one client, and there's two different women who came to me with this, because they were trying to attract something into their reality. They were trying to magnetize something that they knew was right there, and they could feel it. These are very spiritual women. They're very tuned in. They're very plugged in. They were just missing the mark on a few real basic tenets and principles, and once we got that straightened out, boom, manifesting up the wazoo, okay? The other thing is, I manifest things all the time, and I want to tell you something about manifesting. Manifesting material things is really, really easy. They're really, really easy to do. Like stupid easy, once you understand some real basic stuff, okay? And I'll give you an example. So, almost 2 years ago now, I moved here to Bellingham, Washington, which is in the Pacific Northwest, right up near the Canadian border. I moved here in 2021, at the end of August, early September, because I had to leave California. I had to leave my home in Lake Tahoe, California, because it was on fire. The town was on fire in South Lake Tahoe, and we had already made plans, my husband and I, to leave. But our timeline of moving got interrupted because of the fires and how fast they were advancing, and we had police knocking door to door in our neighborhood in South Lake Tahoe saying, you have to go now. Our U-Haul truck wasn't going to be ready for another 4 days, but we had to bug out. We had to skip out on that, grab what we could, pack up our 2 cars, and make our journey to Washington State. And so, that didn't give us a lot of grace time, a big grace period for finding a new place to live. And so, we settled into a great makeshift place that we were only meant to stay in a month, no longer than 2 months, while we were looking for more permanent lodging. And this was a time, post-COVID, where in a town, like many other towns across the United States, all the rents went up. The price of homes went up. People got greedy. People panicked. The real estate market was a fucking shit show. And we had friends here, and the people that we were meeting were really wonderful. Like, we put the word out. We had no shame. We were like, hey, we need a place to live. These are what our needs are. Boom, 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 boom. And when we started telling our needs to other people who were very wonderful, very gracious in helping us out and connecting us with people that we could maybe look at their houses and whatever, they're like, that's what you want? So we wanted at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We wanted a house to rent. We needed a yard. We wanted to be in one of these 3 neighborhoods. We wanted it to be dog friendly. We wanted to pay X amount of dollars a month, And people looked at us like we had three heads. They're like, you're never going to find that here. You're never going to find that here. I can't tell you how many times I heard that. And whenever I hear that, I'm like, hold my beer. Watch me manifest the shit out of this thing. Because manifesting material things like a house, a car, you know, a program that you want to get into, whatever it is, it's easier than you think, okay? So when you're doing it with someone else, it becomes even more powerful. Now, my husband is a class A skeptic, very skeptical. He's not into the woo like I am. He can be talked into it. He can go along for the ride, especially if he's presented with the fact that, hey, we have nothing to lose by manifesting this thing together. So we put our heads together, put our energy together. And I'm like, we are going to manifest this house. And we're going to be in this neighborhood. And this is what we're going to pay. And it's going to be dog friendly. And we're going to have an awesome landlord. And it's going to be, you know, at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And we're going to have a yard. And we're going to live near our friend. And it's going to be great. And he's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, okay, so here's how you do it. And I walked him through how to project. I walked him through how to be very, very clear and concise and specific on what you're manifesting. You might have been told, don't be too specific with your manifesting. I call bullshit on that. You can be very specific on your manifesting. However, be okay with being surprised that your manifestation shows up even better than it did when you projected it and visualized it. Because it usually does. So we were doing this together. And in the span of 6 weeks, we were able to get a house, that is this house, to rent, which is not $3,000 a month, not $4,000 a month. It is a 5-bedroom, 2-bath house. We pay under $2,000 a month for, well under $2,000 a month. We paid no security deposit on it. The lady lives in Oregon. She never even met us in person. Everything was done over the phone. No security deposit. Got a dog? No problem. What kind of dog? Oh, put him on while we're FaceTiming. Let me see your doggy. The sweetest woman in the world. She was a nurse. She bought this house with her other friends who were in nursing school. And then she got a job in Oregon, so she lit out. She went to Oregon, and she kept the house because she loved the neighborhood and just, you know, was renting this to people that she knew. And the lady that was living here was building her own house and was going to be out by the time that we needed to move in here. And so just before Halloween, in 2021, we moved into this house. And we've been here ever since. And it's a little dry right now, but a massive backyard. We live right next to, just down the street, as a matter of fact, one of the best parks in the city of Bellingham, Whatcom Falls Park, where when it's raining, we have beautiful waterfalls. You maybe have seen me post that online. So I get to walk my dog there every single day. I'm about to go do it right now. And it was that easy. And it's been great. It's been wonderful. And I do stuff like that all the time. And it was easier and faster because Jimmy and I did it together. So that's even more powerful. But I manifest free stuff all the time. Free cosmetics, little trips, hotel stays. I'm always winning stuff on like hotels.com. So is Jimmy, for free stays in places. A booze cruise, kayaking tours. I'm always scoring extra stuff that I need, whether it's books or crystals or incense or whatever that might be, things to support my business. You can't do it with people, meaning I can manifest, let's just say, a lot of interest, eyes on my work, things like that, but you can't mess with human free will. So I can't necessarily, and I don't try to manifest clients in my business. That's not how I work. But I do use projection to help reorganize things in the field in my favor in that regard. So what you need to know is that manifesting material things is a lot easier than you think. It's just some simple tweaks, really. If you are frustrated to no end about manifesting your reality, I want to tell you that we are in a very auspicious time where we have so many collapsing timelines, and this is working in our favor. Yes, the earth is going through a reset, but on the upside of that is that reality is manifesting so quickly now because of collapsed timelines that your manifestation moving from the ether, the plasma of essence, into form is faster than it has ever been. And if you don't understand how important, how crucial it is to have your vibration be on point, then you are manifesting things in your reality that are unwanted, that are providing constant unwelcome contrast, and you're doing it very quickly. Sometimes within a matter of hours. And my neighbor's kids are out and they're screaming, so this is a great time to close up this call. So, because of the clients who've been coming to me recently saying, I should have worked with you in the first place, and then we do work together after a couple sessions and get them back to where they need to be. And I haven't taught a manifesting course in a very long time, but this is not a manifesting course. It is learning how to flow in vibration, in vibrational alignment with the current of abundance, and create bespoke reality, custom-made reality for yourself that suits your preferences, your desires. And to learn how to do that. This is a lean and mean 7 weeks of working together where there's no filler, there's no fluff, there's no bonuses really, there's no bullshit, because it's all pertinent to the work that we're doing. This is a lean and mean 7 weeks together. We're going to start on the 7th of September. I'm offering this at a special price right now of $497. There's a split payment option. It goes up to $597 next week. I find that when I incentivize people by, hey, get in on this now, it puts the fire under your fanny to actually show up and do this for yourself. Again, if you're an ace at manifesting, you don't need this. But if you are struggling, you are frustrated, you've tried manifesting courses, you've done all the opt-ins and nothing's working, everything feels clunky and heavy, there are reasons why. Because these jibe with old earth practices, they are no longer applicable, they are obsolete, and that's why it's not working, and that's why you're endlessly frustrated. I know a thing or two about working with timelines. I have a whole 12-module program that is still in its own league in terms of learning about timelines and the whole nature of timelines and how they affect reality in 3D and in the multiverse. So I know a thing or two about this. So if this is speaking to you, I can't wait to see you in there. I can't wait to share this work with you. It is going to be fun. It is going to be engaging. The work is going to move very quickly, and it is all pertinent to manifesting a bespoke reality that is of the new earth paradigm and no longer aligned with the old earth paradigm, because that shit, it's just not going to work anymore. It's just not. So, as usual, I'm ahead of the curve on this stuff, and you'll probably dismiss it, and you'll want to work with someone cheaper, and you'll want to work with someone who's doing an opt-in or whatever, or maybe you'll want to work with someone more expensive. Don't be one of those people that comes to me later and says, I should have worked with you. Just do it. Just do it. Just get in here. You will not be sorry. So I want to wish you so much love. Can't wait to see you in Leading Edge Creator starting September 7th. Bespoke Reality of New Earth. Bye-bye.